If you ask anyone to name an animal species that lives in the forest, the first answer you get is probably going to be a brown bear. It's a common inhabitant of a major part of North America and Eurasia. Some of its subspecies prefer to live in high mountain ranges, while others choose dense forests and grasslands. Overall, each population has its own story of adaptation to various climates, so it's going to be really interesting to explore them all. The first subspecies in the list is the Eurasian brown bear, which is by far the most common subspecies of the brown bear in the world. Previously, they could be found across most of Eurasia, as the oldest fossils dates back to 500,000 years ago, which were discovered in China. Eurasian brown bears were also used for fighting in arenas in ancient Rome, and the strongest individuals apparently came from Scotland and Croatia. Today, only around 10 to 15% of their diet consists of meat, which used to be around 80% a few thousand years ago. Today, some of its populations in Europe are showing a small growth, which gives us a hope to increase of its wild populations in the future. The next subspecies we will take a look at is the Kamchatkan brown bear, which is by far the largest subspecies of the brown bear in Eurasia. They have a body length of up to 3 meters or 10 feet and a weight of at least 650 kilograms or 1,430 pounds, which is comparable with the largest subspecies in North America. As the name suggests, the Kamchatkan brown bear is native to the Kamchatka Peninsula in Russia, but it can also be found in some nearby islands. Their diet consists of berries and fish, and sometimes it also includes pine nuts and marine mammals. Their population size is estimated to be between 10,000 and 27,000 bears, giving them the highest density of all brown bears on Earth. The next subspecies we will take a look at is the East Siberian brown bear, which ranges from East Siberia to the Arctic Circle, and can also be found in eastern Kazakhstan, northern Mongolia, and northern Xinjiang. The East Siberian brown bear is known to be more actively carnivorous than the other subspecies. This might be explained by an early Siberian winter, which stimulates them to consume more protein and fats to gain enough fat before the first snow falls. They can be easily defined from a Eurasian brown bear by a broader body structure and a darker coat. Today, over 16,000 East Siberian brown bears roam the west expanses of Russia and nearby countries. The next subspecies we will take a look at is the Gobi Bear, the most unusual brown bear in today's list. The Gobi Bear can be found in the Gobi Desert of Mongolia, and this is the only extant subspecies of the brown bear which is adapted to such a harsh climate. In fact, it's one of the rarest animal species in the world, with only 51 bears left in the wild. The diet of the Gobi bear primarily consists of roots, berries and other plants, and only about 8% of its diet is animal protein. It results in a small size compared to other subspecies, with males weighing up to 138 kilograms or 300 pounds, which is 4 times less than an average weight of the Kamchatkan brown bear. They are highly isolated from the rest of the brown bears, making them extremely vulnerable to genetic diseases. This is undoubtedly the most unusual brown bear you have ever heard of. The next subspecies we will take a look at is the Himalayan brown bear, also known as the Himalayan red bear. Their living area extends from Afghanistan to Tibet, covering most of the western Himalayas. It is the largest mammal of the region, with a body size of up to 2.2 meters or 7.3 feet long. They feed primarily on plants, berries and small mammals, but sometimes they can prey on large mammals like sheep and goats. Unfortunately, their population is declining due to poaching for fur, clothes and organs. Today their population is estimated to be less than 1,000 individuals, and they are considered a critically endangered species in Pakistan. The next subspecies we will take a look at is the Ussuri brown bear, also known as the black grizzly bear because of its dark fur. However, do not confuse it with the North American grizzly bear, as the Ussuri brown bear inhabits the Russian Far East, northern China and the island of Hokkaido in Japan. They have a diet rich in proteins and fats, giving them a perfect opportunity to grow a significant body mass. Some occasional specimens of the Ussuri brown bear can reach greater sizes than their Kamchatkan counterparts. They used to be a significant danger in Hokkaido, as during the first 57 years of the 20th century, 141 people died from bear attacks and 300 were injured. The overall population of this bear is uncertain, but it's estimated to be at least 17,000 individuals, 11,000 of which live in Japan. The next subspecies we will take a look at is the Marsican brown bear, also known as the Apennine brown bear. Previously it inhabited Marsica, a historic area of modern-day region of Abruzzo in Italy. Unfortunately, the only place they can be found today is the National Park of Abruzzo, where they live under the government's protection. Unlike other European brown bears, their diet is primarily plant-based, including fruits, berries and grasses. Today, only 50 individuals can be found in the national park due to habitat loss, poaching and accidental poisonings. The next subspecies we will take a look at is the Tibetan blue bear, also known as the Himalayan blue bear, which is one of the rarest bear species in the world. They can be rarely found in the eastern Tibetan plateau, and because of that, little is known about them. They were first classified only in 1851, and during a long period of time, the Western world knew about them only through a small number of bone and fur samples. However, in 2021, they were captured on camera for the first time in history by a French documentary team. The next subspecies we'll take a look at is the Cantabrian brown bear, also known as the Iberian brown bear. It's a relatively small subspecies with an average male bear weighing around 115 kilograms or 254 pounds. During the first half of the 20th century, its living area was reduced from an entire Iberian Peninsula to just 2 isolated colonies in the Cantabrian mountains. This may be a reason for their shy character, as they're usually described as a timid and avoid human contact whenever possible. Today, only around 400 Cantabrian brown bears are left in the wild, but the situation is still better than it was 40 years ago, when the number was only around 60 to 70 individuals. The next subspecies we will take a look at is the Syrian brown bear, which is native to the Middle East, Caucasus and West Central Asia. This subspecies is famously known for its light fur color, which can resemble a polar bear. Despite its name, the status of the Syrian brown bear in Syria is unknown. It is extremely rare or even possibly extinct in this country, and the situation is no better in the surrounding states. They were extirpated from Israel, Jordan and the Sinai Peninsula, where massive conflicts took place over the past decades. The total number of Syrian brown bears is uncertain, but it's estimated to be very small. They are believed to survive in some small pockets consisting of at least 50 bears, but their living areas are restricted from those that humans inhabit, so it's hard to find them. It was the final subspecies which lives in Eurasia, and now we are moving to the populations that live in North America. The first subspecies of this region we will take a look at is the grizzly bear, also known as the American brown bear. It is the most popular and numerous subspecies of the brown bear in North America, with a total population of 60,000 individuals, 30,000 of which live in Canada, and over 29,000 specimens can be found in Alaska. They are also considered one of the largest subspecies of the brown bear, only being beaten by the Kamchatkan brown bear and the Kodiak Bear. That's because they've got a diet rich in proteins and fats, as they are known to prey on large mammals like moose, elk, bison and even black bears. If they have an opportunity, they will also feed on salmon, trout and bass. While some people come to Alaska to hunt for bears, the majority come to watch the bears and observe their habits. Such attention to grizzly bears may have saved thousands of individuals from poaching and loss of their natural habitat. The next subspecies we will take a look at is the Alaska Peninsula brown bear, also known as the peninsular grizzly. They can be found in high densities along the southern Alaskan coast, where they feed on a large number of clams, salmon, and sagebrush. Such a rich diet allows them to attain huge sizes, some of the biggest in the world, only comparable with the Kodiak Bear. Today, around 4,000 individuals can be found on the Alaskan coast, and I hope that their number will grow in the near future. The next subspecies we will take a look at is the Kodiak Bear, which is considered the largest subspecies of the brown bear. They can be found on a large mountainous island on the south coast of Alaska, which is slightly larger than Cyprus. The largest recorded wild bear weighed 751 kilograms or 1,656 pounds, making it 5 times larger than an average Gobi Bear. Such a great weight can be explained by the abundance of food on the Kodiak Island. However, these bears have an intelligent eating habit, as the first food they eat in the spring is emergent vegetation or animals that died during the winter. They always prioritize eating high-fat products first, such as organs, because of their nutritional value. Today, around 3,500 Kodiak bears can be found on the island, and their population remains healthy and stable. The next subspecies we will take a look at is the ABC Islands bear, also known as the Sitka brown bear. It's a pretty unique subspecies of the brown bear, as they've got a genetic structure that relates them not only to brown bears, but also to polar bears. They can be found in the Tongass National Forest, where they feed on a large number of berries, fish, and small mammals. The ABC Islands bears are usually solitary creatures, except for mothers with cubs and places with plentiful food sources. Today, approximately 3,000 bears inhabit the silent chain, with some of the highest densities in the world. The final subspecies we will take a look at is the Stickeen brown bear. It is still a disputed question whether they are a unique subspecies or just a regional group of grizzly bears. It is primarily dark brown, featuring distinctive hump on its shoulders and a slightly dished profile to the face. It ranges from the southern Alaskan Panhandle to the Siskiyou Mountains in Oregon. Today, approximately 1,500 bears can be found in the region, and they are listed as the least concern by the IUCN. Well, that's it for today. Let me know in the comments below what is your favorite subspecies and why do you love it so much. Thanks for your time, and I wish you a good day.